William James said, "The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook." You've reached Talking with Dr. Terry, 180 Seconds to a Better You, message number 411, and I'm Dr. Terry Wurzbacher. Let me say that again. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. He was a very wise man, and this quote reflects that wholeheartedly. Have you ever been bogged down in all the details of a project? I have. How much of that feeling was due to not totally understanding where all the pieces fell into place in that puzzle, or that you had more puzzle pieces than slots? Have you ever felt lost in the maze of your project's labyrinth, even if the project was your life? Have you ever done everything on that lengthy list of yours only to find out that you didn't need to do a quarter of those things? I have. Once you're buried, though, it's hard to dig yourself out. It's like falling into a sinkhole and not being able to climb out onto the surface again. The greatest skill to develop is to be able to have a bird's eye view of all those steps, all the components. When you're up there in that helicopter surveying the project, eventually you'll be able to ascertain what is and what isn't really needed, and you'll have a much better chance of staying afloat and not getting caught up in the riptide that's been pulling you away from the center of the project. Your job is to be the center and to center everybody else. You must know what the true purpose of your endeavor is so that you can examine each aspect closely. After you've defined this deeper purpose, you can then brainstorm to figure out what the primary components are so that you can determine what's needed for each component. Is it something only you can handle, or is it something that can be delegated to another member of your team? And by team, I mean any group of people with a common desire or purpose. Maybe you can even identify things that don't need to be handled right now, or perhaps not at all. And a lot of times, if you say they don't need to be handled right now, when you get to them later, you'll find out they've already been taken care of. You have to have the necessary knowledge in order to make the proper assessments, but with practice and discipline, it can be done before you get swept into the quicksand of overload. In the beginning, it helps to get people to help you make those determinations. Group efforts benefit not only from more ideas, but also from the increased energy of having multiple minds working in concert, the mastermind concept we've talked so often about, and that Napoleon Hill feels is one of the most important aspects of success. As you know, the more involved a person is, the more engaged they are and the greater pride in the product they take. When they have a greater sense of pride, they'll work harder. If they have a sense of belonging, they'll be a greater asset. So take some time while you're sitting in traffic today or standing in line at the grocery store. Think back to the last time that you got bogged down in the nitty-gritty of something. What did that do to your energy level? What could you do differently next time? And most of all, have a diamond day.